of soda. He felt immediately better, and the discomfort of the journey seemed now to be a thing of the past. "I think you should go to bed the moment we get to my house," said Uncle Peter. "You want to be fresh for tomorrow, don't you?" Akimbo nodded. Tomorrow he would see the snake park. Perhaps Uncle Peter would let him handle the snake. Perhaps something exciting would happen. He would have to wait and see. Chapter 2. Milking Time. Akimbo awoke early the next morning. By the time Uncle Peter emerged from his bedroom, he was already sitting at the kitchen table, fully dressed. Uncle Peter laughed to see his nephew ready so early. "I can tell you can't wait to get going," he said. Akimbo nodded. "I've been looking forward to this day for a long time." Uncle Peter cut several pieces of bread and spread them thickly with margarine and jam. This, together with a hot mug of tea, was Akimbo's breakfast, which he ate eagerly. "You must have seen quite a few snakes before," Uncle Peter said. "Living out at the game park, you could hardly miss them." "Yes," said Akimbo, "but I've not had the chance to look at them closely. They're usually slithering away under a bush or into a hole." Uncle Peter nodded. "That's why snake parks are so important," he said. "People can see snakes at close quarters. They can learn all about them." They finished breakfast and set off for the snake park in Uncle Peter's truck. It was just outside the town, and the journey took a little while, but at last they were there. Akimbo recognized it from the photographs and felt great pride when he saw his uncle's name on the sign outside the entrance. Over the next 2 hours, Uncle Peter showed Akimbo every corner of the park. He showed him the enclosure, with its trees and branches set out to give the snakes a natural habitat. He showed him the special cages, dimly lit, each containing 1 or 2 snakes. He showed him the small laboratory, where there were snakes preserved in bottles, coiled and lifeless, but still looking as if at any moment they could spring out of the bottles. Then there was a collection of snake eggs, all neatly labelled with information about the species and when and where the egg was found. It was all every bit as interesting as Akimbo had expected, and the time passed very quickly. At mid-morning, Uncle Peter looked at his watch. "Milking time already," he said. "I almost forgot." Akimbo was puzzled. Milking time? Did they keep a cow or a goat somewhere? Did they feed milk to the snakes? Surely not. Uncle Peter saw his nephew's confusion and laughed heartily. "No, not that sort of milking," he said. "We milk the snakes for their venom. Haven't you heard about it?" Akimbo shook his head. He thought that he knew about snakes, but it was obvious that he had a lot to learn. "Come," said Uncle Peter. "I'll go and fetch one of my assistants." They went to the edge of the enclosure, where there was a special gate which enabled the staff to go in. The assistant was already standing there, waiting for Uncle Peter. As his uncle arrived, the assistant handed him a list. Uncle Peter looked at it for a few moments, and then nodded. "We're going to milk 2 cobras today," he said to Akimbo. "One of them is a banded cobra, the other a king cobra. They're big snakes." Akimbo peered over the edge of the enclosure wall, with its natural habitat filled with snakes. Down below he could see a large snake lying on a patch of grass, almost immobile, apart from the flicking of its forked tongue. Uncle Peter followed his nephew's gaze. "He uses that tongue of his to smell things," he explained. "He's not sticking his tongue out at anybody, but he's not the one we want to see." Uncle Peter spoke for a few moments to his assistant, and then told Akimbo to join a small group of visitors standing beside the wall. "We let visitors to the park watch this," he said. "It gives them a bit of excitement." As Akimbo went and stood beside the band of visitors, Uncle Peter and his assistant let themselves into the enclosure. Akimbo held his breath as his uncle made his way towards the other side. The whole place seemed to be teeming with snakes. What if he stepped on one, or one of them decided to attack him? Surely his uncle knew exactly what he was doing, but Akimbo still could not help feeling worried. Suddenly Uncle Peter and his assistant stopped. The assistant had been carrying a long pole with what looked like a clip of some sort at one end and a lever at the other. Uncle Peter took the pole from his assistant and very slowly advanced on a large snake that was sunning itself no more than a few paces away. It seemed as if the snake was unaware of the men's presence.